write your scores down. So it's a really fun element, and I'm looking for some volunteers.
Right? So it's really fun, and you can kind of work with your neighborhood, and they can say like, oh, I like it, or I just, boo on your score, or like, yay on your score. So just have fun.
Merced College Poetry Slam. Welcome. All right. So, man, what a lovely turnout. Last year we had, I think it was the very first hot day of spring. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Munguia.
All righty. Oh, damn. You need to stand close to this. All right, so I take it slow, just one day at a time, progressing, trying to shine. I made a choice of when and where to draw my line. Now I gotta walk away and see what I find. No more complaining and no more crying. Push hard, push forward, keep on striving. No more excuses, no more lying. Don't look back, eyes forward, and always trying.
8.0. All right. Good job, judges.
11 things I'd want to say to the girl who left me in the dust. 1, I love you. I love you for making me, a lost, broken girl, feel wanted after ignored for so long. I love you for making me, a sad, anxious girl, feel joy after a long day of pain and distress. I love you for making me, a once isolated girl, feel centered after months of loneliness. 2, I hate you.
I don't want them thinking that we do not speak. I think this is
All right, telling me to go back. Mr. Sean Pinterday, come up to the mic, please. Step up, step up.
Testing. Okay, we're good. They say to love yourself, to be infatuated with the skin you're in, to repeat the never-ending mantra of I matter, I'm special, I'm perfect, into the mirror until the person you're telling it to actually believes it and stares back at you with the fierce fire of confidence burning bright in their eyes.
Miss Latasha grew up in San Jose. All right, and she's a wolf. Okay, so let's welcome her to the wolf pack. And Latasha, where you at, girl?
You look at me and see a lighter shade of brown, just fuck you while I straighten my distinctive brown.
Yes, sir. And in the woodville, by the one was to let me
How you doing out there?
Thank you. I'm a first-year student here. I'm glad to come back to college. Well, to start college. So I'm a little old, so if I drop the mic, you might want to call an ambulance. Oh, honeymoon bride, to lie with thee on daisies, exhilarated and tender, anointed with bee balm and chamomile, kindled with fir and oak, a balefire of rapture, fueled by passion, gentle in love.
Graciela Ibarra. Okay, can you hear me? Okay. I remember when I was once innocent and pure like the color white, but like all white things, they get dirtied, corrupted, stain, and they change. White fades. It was 8th grade when I went on a band trip to Santa Cruz. Most things are a blur that day, but that moment is as vivid in my mind as neon colors are through my eyes.
Where can I find someone who will commit to a double suicide? My existence is meaningless. My soul is worthless. This human life is very dull and boring. We are all human in this world, no matter of our identity. We cry for equality, still we won't be heard. For all of our years of hardship, we are stripped naked to the eyes of God, to be ripped of our faith, turning to the ruins of this planet. How much more suffering will our minds endure until insanity becomes our new persona? Whose shackles on our feet rattle chained to the earth? The nature of society forces dictatorship into our lives to become a false proxy.
I like it. I like it so much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Sean Burke.
I'm not backing down. I'm holding it down. I run this town. No, not this town. My town, Turlock. I'm not gonna stop. I feel like I'm popping off, but it's not true. I don't even know what I want to do. Who am I? Am I just that nice guy, the super fly guy who runs around? I don't even know. I'm just trying to be found. That's all.
Show us how it's done.
Keeps the planet spinning. What's from the beginning?
9.8. 8.0. 9.0. Oh my goodness.
Welcome to our Los Banos cohort, Antonia Guerra. Can you hear me? My poem is it's called Injustice. Injusticia. Injustice. Death has no color, only a spiritual connection. But injustice mystifies. It steps on your head and eats you alive. It breaks doors down, handcuffs us to metal doors, and spits in your face.
.8. Yeah, I think we heard some truth right then, Antonia. Yeah, that was some truth. Yes, injustice. That was beautiful. I think you should submit that, girl. If you haven't already, you should probably. I'll get you in touch with who you should submit that to. But let's publish that, huh?
On the edge, teeter and wobble. Imagine myself falling but never quite allowing myself the pleasure. The unfortunate pleasure. Suicide is in fact an option.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our poet, Serena Rose Arandia.
So, it was just last week that I lost a bud I knew since middle school after moving from San Diego, from which I hailed, but moved to what seemed like hell. At first. It's amazing how time goes by oh so quick, especially looking back at 2006, when I walked along the pavement, not ready, unsteady, and desperately treading.
Miss Grace Ols. She resides in Mariposa.
This is called You Never Heard. How can you sleep at a time like this? I'm wide awake. How can you sleep at a time like this? I'm screaming silently. The silence echoing nothing. Blackness surrounds me. You're snoring lightly. Can you hear my voice ring in?
Okay, on the scores, 8.8, 10.0, 9.8, strong finishes. Hi, welcome to Chili's.
Once again, judges, Colton Dennis, Executive Director of the Merced Multicultural Arts, Dr. Nancy Goltz, and Faculty Librarian Joey Merritt. All right, so we've got certificates, and I want every single one of my poets to walk up, please. Goes to Miss Grace Oltz. I hope you're not mad because I think you won third last year, didn't you? I think you did.
It means she's good enough to place. That's right. It means it's good enough to place her because we're all good enough.
All right. So second place. Second place goes to Juniper Raven Scruggs. And who does that leave us with? But, I mean, I think she got 3 10s. I don't even know. Something kind of amazing happened on the Merced College Poetry Slam. Graciela Ibarra, come on up and get your $100.
You know how many kids I can give with that? So many kids! Way to go. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Very good.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our 2018 second annual Poetry Slam.
Yes.
I am Karen Dawes. I was your leader, your hand holder through this whole thing. We made it happen. Thank you to my judges. Thank you to my colleagues. Thank you, Leanne Thornhill. Thank you, Carmen Moreno. Thank you, Book Club. Yeah, thank you, Poetry Club. Woo! And we're gonna do it again next year, so start thinking about some poems. Hey, thank you.